Alright then, everyone. Oh, thanks. Alright then, everyone. Everyone gather around and I'll tell you a story. All about the time that Calosa, time far back in Calosa's adventuring days, when she was still very idealistic. A time when the Crystal Braves was a mere idea in Alphino's head. And a time when Calosa first met with Yugiri. Thanks for that level up, ma'am. Thank you. Alright, let's get ourselves started. I'm talking about, of course, when Calosa first became a rogue. Oh boy. Let's do it. There it is. The Dutiful Sisters of the Edelweiss. A seemingly innocent convent that, in truth, is the base of operations for the Rogues Guild, the collection of men and women who work from the shadows to preserve peace in Limsa Lominsa. Here you learn the tricks of the trade under the watchful eye of Guildmaster Jacke, and discover the dark underbelly of Lanosha. Ooh. And to bring us along today, whoa, we got a little flippy doodle Thancred. Hello there. A little flippy doodled son. This clockwork automaton has been crafted at the behest of the Adventurers Guild in celebration of the Rising, Eorzea's annual celebration of rebirth. This is the time when, it's our anniversary special stuff, which is coming up soon, so we'll get to see that when it happens. Reports of crazed Thancred fans stalking the summoned servitors are more common than one might believe. I suppose any name is as good as another, though most call me Thancred. This was said by, you guessed it, Thancred. Alright, let's do it. What was his name? Lonward. It's not behind these convent doors, but for a worldly type like you, missus. We're the Dutiful Sisters of the Edelweiss, all pure and saintly like. Now bugger off. Yeah, bugger off? Hang about. I thought you was just some simple errand lass, but I've had a proper look. You're Calosa, ain't you? Mm-hmm. I knew it. Something about milling primals leaves its mark on a person, it does. Anyway, you being who you are, you must have an inkling as to what's going on here, eh? The Admiral sent you to meet with one of me associates after that business with the Leviathan, if you recall. That's right, lass. You stand at the entrance of the Rogues Guild. Of course, 'twould be a poor sort of underground organization if we put a bladed sign up on the front door. Anyway, from what Lady Yugiri told me, you're pretty handy in a scrap. She's off seeing to some private business right now, but I reckon we might have some use for a prime lass like you. If you, of course, if you haven't actually done the story up to this point, he doesn't mention Leviathan or whatever. It's a little cute. He'd probably say something like, hold on, you look pretty like you could handle yourself in a fight. Maybe you'd like to join us. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah. If you're interested in joining us, tip us your daddles and we'll put a hilt in each one, just like the gods intended. What do you say? Fancy learning a new trade? Yes. Mm-hmm. Good to see you're keen, but I should probably warn you on a few points before you dive in. Where most guilds take pride in turning their members into the best bloody candlestick makers they can be, we only care about getting the job done. And the job ain't pretty. You'll become one of us and you'll soon be neck-deep in scum and knife fights. So if you're looking to scamper across rooftops and bilk dandies with a blunt, you'd best take up with a different crew. Think on that and come back if you're still keen. Sounds like a plan. Let's do it. My first daggers. Didn't scare you off then. Bane it. They told me you was a meddlesome lass, and so it's proved. You'll need every ounce of that metal soon enough. Now step inside and have a prattle with Jacke. He's our upright man, master of the guild. You may now freely enter the Rogues Guild. Speak with Lonward whenever you wish to gain admittance to the guild's headquarters. Sounds like a plan. Looking to head inside? Heck yeah! Let's go! Oh, look at all these peeps! Sharpening knives. What's our next job? Oh no, what is our next job? Look at this guy. Look at this guy stealing, what's his name? Thancred's, the emotes. You could totally stand, like, right here and she'll totally knife you. It doesn't actually hurt, of course, but yeah. Looking to join us in the shadows, are you? Better luck to you, then. Oh, by the way, everyone's Cockney here. What? I'm here to murder some people. Like Yugiri asked. Why, I'm the one they call Jack, though I'm surprised you've heard of me. Perhaps you'd be good enough to tell me your name, along with that the kindly cove has told you mine. It was a guy outside, and my name's Calosa. Ah, the famous Calosa. Old Lonnie Leftpatch let you in, did he? Can't throw a blade for shite, but that one eye don't miss not when it comes to sizing up a Dimbermore for the Stalin. Just one thing, you ain't a pirate, are you? Of course not! Then it's time you was stalled into the rogue. Pull on your best beater cases and I'll swear you in myself when you're ready. Now, I could fill your waddles with a storied history of our guild, but that just wids and wind. Most important thing, the only thing we care about is getting the job done. Now, most folk, and I'm assuming you're among them, know that not long after Limsa's founding, the city was overrun by a motley collection of pirates and thieves. But as wild as that lot were, it soon became clear that they'd all end up killing each other if they didn't lay down a few rules, an unspoken code of conduct, as it were. 1, you don't bite the purses of your fellow Lominsans. 2, you don't rook a crew out of their spoils. And 3, you don't trade culls like they was chattel. I'll admit the finer points of the code are a mite murky, but at most agree on these 3 at least. Now, you might be thinking none of that amounts to a sack of dillberries now that the Admiral's outlawed piracy, but in the back alleys and black markets where Merlwyb's grip ain't so tight, the code's still alive and well. And, just as the law is enforced by the Yellow Jackets, the code is regulated by us rogues. We go where the shadows are darkest and hand out justice to 'em as breaker code. Some rum-soaked cove steals goods from the wrong cull and we steal 'em back. That's the job, my natty lass. Course, we don't hop the twig when the blade work's called for, neither. You'll see there's more to our dagger play than just sticking culls with the pointy end. We'll weaken a mock with poison, fade away and strike in the darkmans, whatever it takes to get the work done. Well, Calosa, what do you say to that? Got the guts to do a rogue's job? Do you have the guts to do a rogue's job? Yes. My Shiba Inu tells you right. Right then, first off we'll have to get your kit sorted out. The rogue needs to be light on her dew beaters to stay on a mock's trail. The job might have you fighting across a deck or waving through one is a bleeding great battle axe what hooks itself on every rope and post. That's why we stick to daggers. They let you slip through the streets just as easily as you slip through a rook's ribs. Here, take these stabbers and let's see how they look on you. Just don't get so excited with your new toys that you forget to dress for the role. You'd be surprised how many colts come back to me in their bloody small clothes. I think my cute little dress will be just fine. When I first played this as a rogue, this was the only level 1 like item I actually had, so I was just like, you know what? Sure, why not? So, you know, might as well stay in what it was way back when. Man, how long was that? I think I started this in Heavensward actually. I didn't actually get like all of my classes until later on. Okay, Jack wishes to give you a few pointers on dagger play. Managed to strap those daggers on without cutting yourself. Well, we're off to a good start, I'd say. Wow, there are people who actually cut themselves. You know, never mind. Next, you want to get a feel for the weight and speed of your new weapons. I reckon those bleating cheats in the fields outside Limsa should serve for your first lesson. Aye, test your blades on a few of them lambs, and slice up some rats and pugils for good measure. Mind that you mill them beasties one at a time, though, lass. I know you've served far worse in the past, but you're no Dimber-Damber with them stampers just yet. So, my favorite part, thanks for that flippy doodle fan cred, nice. My favorite part about Rogue is about Jack is that he uses Cockney slang, and it's great. I remember someone was like, I don't like the rogues so much because I can't understand them, and it's like, haha, you can't even figure out what they're talking about. Ah, beautiful. Where are we going again? Middle La Nocia. Let's head out that way. I kinda thought it was, but you know. No, I didn't actually realize. So, Rogue is kind of bad at this level. It's like super bad. So, first off, at this point, you are only going to have Spinning Edge, and then maybe Gust Slash at 4, and then you won't get anything until like level 26. So you're basically just using this over and over and over. This is because you get Shade Shift, which gives you a protective bubble. There we go, and you can see here up my health. It gives me a little bubble for a bit. And then they have like stuff like Mug, which actually doesn't do much of anything. It's supposed to get you like stuff, but like 95% of the time you don't get anything. So it's like not even a thing. And then you have a little dot that you have. I always forget to apply this, by the way. I'm really bad about this dot. And then you have Hide. So like a lot of the stuff that you get is like not actually used in battle. Oh, and then you have Trick Attack, which is kind of nice and does some extra damage and stuff and lets you do more damage. The problem is that you can only do it when they're when you're hidden, and like in dungeons and stuff, everyone's running so fast that you never actually get to use it. So basically you're just stuck using Gust Slash and Spinning Edge forever. Just imagine, just constantly using Gust Slash and Spinning Edge, and that's it, over and over and over. Rogue is actually really boring at the beginning, let me tell you a thing or two. You don't even get Death Blossom until nearly level 40, and that's your AoE. Level 40! You're a ninja by that time. Is so bad! Oh, jeez. Oops, sorry, Mr. Gooby. Sorry I killed you, I didn't want to. You made me. Alright, let's get this done with. 1, 2, 3. Alright, let's get out of here. No! Stuck! No! Oh no, I got 6 damage done to me. I'm doomed. I'm doomed! Well, you do run pretty cool as a rogue. It's really nice. Let's show that again. Yeah! Look at that! That's so cool. There we go. Alright, let's get out of here. Out of here? Are you guys gonna let me get out of battle? Nope. Nope. Oh well, it's fine. I'm almost there. Alright. Oh no, I already used my sprint! Come on, sprint! Oh, hey, it's Freya. Hey, Freya! It is Freya, right? Yeah, Freya, Yami. Ah. Temple Tap. I remember this stuff. I do like that the Fisherman's Guild is the closest place to it. It's something really nice to, like, be like, oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a nice little quaint little place over there. That's not anything special. Let's enter the Rogue's Guild. Done with your milling, are you? You can never have enough blade practice, lass. In fact, I'll even add a list of marks to your hunting log. Pit yourself against the law and you'll soon learn some new steps for your dance with the daggers. You must think Ah, you must think of yourself as a dancer, not a bleeding butcher. You only need so much force to ram a short blade to the hilt. It's precision and speed, that's how you get the most out of your stabbers. Bulky armor will only have you plodding along like an ungainly aurochs, so make sure you're wearing gear that'll let you move freely as well. Alright, get your blade work up to scratch, Calosa, and I might have a job for you. The expert crest will be available upon reaching level 5. Which is right now. Let's do it. Ho there, Calosa. I must say, you're looking comfortable enough with those stabbers of yours. I reckon you're good and ready for your first assignment. Ordinarily, I'd stow me woods and let you get on with your work, but seeing as we only just dragged you into the shadows, there might be a couple of things you ain't familiar with. Let's build on what you do know. And that's the fact that the Admiral, God's bless her soul, has outlawed piracy in Limsa Lominsa. What? God's rest her soul? Wait, is she dead? What? So why do you think there's still so many sword and pirates in this town? I'll tell you why. It's because there's still one way for them to loot and pillage without incurring the wrath of the law. All you need to do is apply to serve the Thalassa as a certified privateer. Captain with a privateer's license is free to terrorize the seas till the ad goats come home, so long as he only targets vessels what belong to the Garlean Empire. Of course, considering how bloody vast the Empire is, there's plenty of looting to go around. Crews fill their holds with Imperial plunder, then sail back here to Limsa to offload the spoils. And that's where this particular case went sour. See, this one crew got their fambles on a Magitech device, a firing mechanism to be precise, but was rooked out of their hull by some heavy-handed coves. If you'll recall, they don't sit well with the code. If you're bold enough to rook a pirate out of his due, then you best be prepared for a visit from the rogues. That's us! Ah, speaking of visiting rogues, Underfoot, over here, lad. Underfoot? Oh my gosh, that's a Lullavel! I want the pair of you working together on this. Pass sentence on them code-defying rooks and bite back that Magitech pot. What? What's the last need me for? You're in charge of the new recruits, aren't you? It's Calosa's first assignment, so you go along and give her the benefit of your wisdom. Since when was I in charge of... Oh, bugger it. What? I guess we're partners for the now. The name's Petty Moo Howdy Moo, but most of me fellows call me Underfoot. He might seem a touch reluctant, but Petty Moo's one of our best. You just do as he says and he'll get the job done. Hello, Petty Moo, Harry Moo. Alright then, you young rogue. Seeing as this is your first official outing, I want to make sure your dance steps are up to the task. With them short blades, you need to be in good and close to your mark, aye? But we ain't bleeding swords and shining armor, and the lighter kit we wear ain't much protection from a click of the gun. So, if you don't fancy spitting blood and teeth, your best defense is simply not being there when your mark winds up to land a nasty clout. Sliding around to a flank usually does the trick, but there's some rum fun every rogue should master. The Shade Shift. Clear your mind and trust in your speed, and you can leave an axe-wielding brute chasing your shadow while you bury your stabbers in his guts. Right, now it's time you put this lesson into practice against some of those Aurelie out in Lower Ninosha. Hope you was paying attention, lass, because those tentacles pack a wallop. Enjoy! What? Really? I gotta go... A dainty dilemma? Well, I am wearing some dainty clothes, so I guess that's probably for the best. It's nice that it's out, that it's sunny out, but I guess it's not sunny, it's actually cloudy. But still, it's not that it's daylight. Lower Lenosha. Well, thankfully I have Jadelin to come with me. Come on, Jadelin, let's go! Oh wait, I guess I can fly at this point. I can fly at this point in the story. Temple tap. Oops, I forgot. Shade shift! Whoa, I did it! I learned how to shade shift! Yeah! Oh my gosh, I look like a dork. It's okay. We're almost there. Shoo! There we go. Hey, don't pay attention to all this, event stuff. It totally wasn't going on right now. Definitely not. Around this time in Calosa's story, it was definitely not happening. Definitely not. Okay, I learned how to punch a bunch of jellyfish. Can we go fight some evil bad guys now? Done with the practice, then. The sting of them tentacled buggers will soon teach you to stay on your toes, eh? Now that you got your blood rushing, I say it's time to get to work. First things first, we need to track down them addled coves what rooked that Magitech gadget. Might be as one of our rogues was heard something. The guild thrives on information, you see, and we've agents scattered far and wide with their glazes keen and their wattles to the ground. Let us pay a visit to Tolwan at the Drowning Wench. Ask her for a weak ale, see what that gets you. I'm not setting you up for a laugh, lass, trust me. Okay. I mean, I guess since he's the boss, I should probably just do what he says. Still seems really weird, though. Shoot, after castle, to the Drowning Wench. Here we go. Tolwan. Welcome to the Drowning Witch. What's your pleasure, miss? A weak ale. Never in all my days. We may serve some cheap grog in the wench, but not that has been watered down. If our usual ale is too bold for your taste, mayhap you'd like to order from the underground menu? Huh? Aye, there's quite a lot on offer for a customer with your roguish charms. Was there something in particular I could help you with? Or trying to look out for some Magitech loot? Ah, trouble over that Magitech loot. 'Twas not a subtle job. The gang in question is an unusual group of former pirates calling themselves the Dainty Demolishers. They seem to be enamored of court dandy mannerisms and have a preference for seizing Gallian machinery. They've known for conspiring with goblins. Rumors say that the Demolishers visit a baseman camp in Middle Anosha to fence their goods. And these goods generally take the form of imperial technology. I imagine the goblins were rather pleased to take possession of a L is 50, so that's a 43. A Mark 43 anti-aircraft cannon firing mechanism. If you mean to steal the device back, then your trail leads to the goblin camp in Summerford. Summerford, eh? On your way, lass. Meet me across the river from the camp and we'll plan our next move. Let's do this. Oh, I'll just teleport to Summerford Farms. Why not? It's super close. Summerford. Well, it was across the river, but it was still in Summerford. Whoa. Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. I just flew right over the goblins. Get your noggin down, Calosa. I've been snilching the action across the way there. No sign of the demolishers, but I did see one of them gambler coves stuffing the Guardian gadget into his backpack. I knew Iltawan would steer us all right. This is your chance, lass. Clout that gambler gobby and grapple that device. I lost track which gob it was, but I'm thinking that's that sword on the left. Just make sure you dance away from any bomb blasts. Twisting and dodging in the middle of a fireball ain't exactly effective. I just love how... Oh, it's just the gamblers. Okay. Oh, Jesus! Ah! 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 You know what? I'm done! Oh, shoot! You're still after me. Don't run this way, you fool! Hey, it's fine. They'll just walk back. See? Man, nice hiding there, kid. I mean, sir. That's the way, lass. There was not for me to do but just sit me daddles and watch. You got the goods, then. Oops, I forgot to check what the thing says, but it's fine. This is the device, ain't no mistaken. Let's get it back to the guild, eh? We still owe them demolisher bastards a million, but they'll keep for the now. Here, you should be the ones to deliver the prize to Jacke. It was your hand what snatched it out of the goblin's paws, after all. Wow, that's nice of you. You know what, I was kind of surprised. I thought, like, all of the, like, rogues would be super evil or whatever, or at least, like chaotic, like, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna be the best, whatever. Captain, I say, some fiend has perturbed violence upon our goblin colleagues whilst we sought but to wet our throats with fine ibitones. This will not stand, Captain. Our finely filched loot has been pilfered from under our noses. Blasted bother! My blood boils and bubbles at the temerity of this affront. I know not the identity of these audacious buffoons, but they shall be made to pay, and pay dearly. With me, my fine fellows! Huzzah! Thank goodness Calosa didn't actually hear that, because she'd be very confused. And possibly creeped out. Back to Fisherman's Guild. Sorry about that, if you heard me sliding in my cheer. Looking to head inside. Yes, indeed. And that Magitech gadget directly to Jacke. I ain't about to take credit for your field work. Oh, that's still kind of you. You managed to grapple that firing mechanism yet, Calosa? Developed in the 43rd year of the first Garlean Emperor's reign, this trigger device works on all Imperial Mark 43rd anti-aircraft cannons. Well, at least it said the 43rd year of the first Garlean Emperors. That way you can 100% tell that it is number 43. I had to read it in the actual, what do you call it, Roman numerals, Roman numerals. Ah, and still in one piece, too. Yay, we did it! You've done well for your first assignment, lass. Don't look like much, but that crew put their lives on the line to cloy this here bauble. They'll be pleased to see it snatched back from those ruffians. We've yet to do for the dainty demolishers, Jacke. The job ain't over. You're right, Underfoot, it ain't. You break the code, you face the consequences. Oh, this is not what I expected from the inside of a convent! And who might you be, sirs?
Ha ha ha! Your ignorance is understandable. After all, our schemes are always perfect, our heists impeccable. Shall I reveal our infamous name and drink in your delicious terror? We are deadly, dastardly, and dictionally devilish. Quail before the dainty demolishers! Whoa!
Captain, I say, there's the louse who misappropriated our merchandise. What are you talking about? I'm just a cute little girl in a convent. Look at my dainty, adorable dress. And my adorable little shoesies that look like ballerina shoesies.
I concur. She is the self-same simpleton whom we trailed unnoticed to this very establishment. Ha ha ha! Surprise, surprise!
Oh, well, I didn't actually hide, did I? But I wouldn't need to hide because I'm just a dainty little girl.
No, no, my dear dandies, let us not be unpleasant. We should endeavor to resolve this distastefulness without resorting to insults or other less diplomatic methods. At least not yet.
Alteron, Calosa is wearing a very cute outfit because she is in the middle of a convent, obviously. This is a convent. Don't you see all of these people around here are the bodyguards for all the nuns who are wearing these cute little dresses. Obviously, that makes sense.
You there, yeah, the clean-cheeked errand boy. Be a good fellow and fetch me your superior.
What is this Karen asking for your manager?
One of your colleagues has committed a terrible crime against us. We shall not be leaving until the proper restitution has been paid.
Oh, an errand boy now, am I? Hee.
I mean...
Good. Tell me, Captain, just what kind of place do you think this is, then?
What, this place? I suppose it to be some manner of convent. The one-eyed doorman named it the Dutiful Sisters of the Edelweiss, or some such.
See, that's what I'm telling you. Cute dress, because I am an Edelweiss. A cute little convent nun Edelweiss. That's it. And you've yet to realize your mistake. Your fate was sealed the moment you dragged your sorry quarren across the threshold.
Are you threatening me, boy? I'll have my fellows cut out that impudent tongue. We've exhausted our reserves of dainty today, lads. Show these fraudulent sisters how the demolishers deal with upstarts.
Aw, jeez! You still don't understand, do you?
What?
Backstabbed! There are but three sorts of culls what the doorman'll let pass. Clients, recruits,
God's a spit!
ah!
I'll kill y'all!
Ha! Got him right in the clavicle. Did your mum teach you not to interrupt a lady when she's talking? Rose! You'd have learned that the third sort of cull is a bollocks for brains mark that marches himself right into the rogue's den.
Rogues? But we were so careful! I'd heard tales in my pirate days. Stories about the merciless wraiths who uphold the code. They weren't called rogues back then, though. The upright thieves they were! The knives in the shadows!
That's who we are.
You can't be them! You're just trying to scare me! Well, the captain of the dainty demolishers is not so easily cowed! To the hells with your deceptions! Huzzah! Huzzah for my fallen comrades!
Whoa, Jack! Right on his back. So hard his axe clipped through his stomach. Deceptions, aye. Anyone you meet could be a rogue, Captain, even a clean-cheeked errand boy. Jack, so cool! He's still breathing. Find some rope and string him up someplace in town. Good job, everyone! And now the job's done. Quite an introduction you had there, eh? You're telling me! Welcome to Limsa Lominsa's ever-churning underbelly, where the thieves shed their skins and become rogues. I love how the two in the, like, on the table are just talking again. They just completely ignore everything. Oh, Alteron. Oh, I thought maybe she was just being sneaky. Nah. Well, she is wearing a disguise. She's wearing the nun disguise. Now when she walks in and out of here, everyone's like, oh, it is a convent. There's a cute little nun. You didn't miss your favorite part of A Realm Reborn? Of course not. That was the best. Not much for discussing the old days, but since it's come up, I might as well clear up the confusion. It was back when piracy was at its peak. The coves what protected the code were dimber-dambers, the best lads and lasses to be had from among the pirate crews. They bit back the goods what was wrongly bitten and came for the guilty under cover of dockmans. Upright thief became the title of these coves which dealt with sanctioned stealing and milling. But it was only those that had cut old ties with the buccaneer's life what was accepted into the ranks, conflicting loyalties and all that. Formed their own guild and even their own way of speaking, and that was once pirates was pirates no more. Later on, when Merlwhip took the Admiral's chair, the upright thieves agreed to abide by our laws. We became the Rogues Guild to mock the change and altered our recruiting policy to accept venturers like yourselves. But although the title is different, the job remains the same. Uphold the code and preserve the underground society what spawned us. Just as you've done with this assignment. Keep up the good work, Calosa, and you'll go far in the shadows. Dun. Fine day to you, Calosa. Now fine day it is for a spot of work, wouldn't you agree? This time around, it seems some eager buccaneer scampered aboard a local merchantman and made off with a shipment of muskets. Now, seeing as it ain't lawful to cloy from a Lominsan vessel to begin with, the yellow jackets fell upon them daft coves before their boots was even dry. Aye, they caught the pirates right there on the docks, but the stolen boomsticks was nowhere to be found. Fenced in a longboat deal, I'm thinking. That's when our guild was officially contracted to retrieve the goods, which weren't really needful, since the code would have had us on the job anyway. You don't bite the purses of your fellow Lominsans and all that. So this is your assignment, Midnighter lass. Find out where them weapons went and bite that shipment back. Seeing as the cutters that hit the merchantmen are already rotten in irons, you needn't rush in with your stabbers a-stabbing. I want this job handled quick and quiet, and I have the perfect partner to show you how it's done. Is it that cool cat girl? Heck yeah! This here's Vakeb the Stray. Ain't no other rogue what can match her in the arts of skulking. A pleasure. Likewise. There's some problem, Vakeb. You seem a bit out of sorts. I'm bloody starving. I've had one of them finger sandwiches set aside. You know, those egg-filled tasties that make up the Bismarck. When I got back from my work, it was bloody gone. Uh-oh, that was Vakeb's. I thought it was Underfoot's. Well, we just head out on the job and see if I can't turn out that missing sandwich by the time you return. All right, Jack. One more detail you should know. Them muskets was meant for the Yellow Jackets' armory, so once all is bob, you can hand the goods to one of their culls directly. Sounds like a plan. It's in the 25 quest. Yeah, probably. There's a lot of these that, to be fair, it's hilarious how good the rogue and ninja class quests are. They're so good. Also, look at Wind Up Thancred. He's a big boy. Look at him on that chair. We can start whenever you're ready, Calosa. I've had a colleague keeping a waddle out for aught else that might help us, so I suggest you have a few wids with her first. Come on, there we go. You'll find out that hey, hairline. posing as a fishmonger. Hyaline? What the? I don't even know what that is. I know most things, but don't know that one. Oh, it's probably just a fish, because I'm pretty sure that that's the fish store. Up at the aft castle. Up at the aft castle. Monster. Good event is here. It's not really an event, so there. Everyone run past it, don't look now. Then we can do the hyaline. Yeah, see, this is a fish place. Yeah, it's just a place for fishies. That's probably a fish name then. Hello there, miss. We've gotten trout, lobster, and shrimp, but I hear tell you've been looking for a special breed of fish. The long, shiny kind what's bark will put a bloke on his arse. We don't sell that kind here, but you might find them foreign merchants. What was they called again? Oh, traders of edge. They hail from the southern sea isles and are known for dealing in all types of nasty spitters and cutters. I should warn you, these folks ain't ones for questioning the source of their merchandise. In fact, they seem more than happy to pay for goods what came from below deck, so to speak. But if you're still keen to get your hands on those rare fish, then you best hurry. The edge merchant what's visiting Limsa is looking to load up and leave the city afore long. Just how he means to transport his goods remains a mystery, though. What with all the iron blades he's got nursing his operation, it makes it hard for a girl to get close enough to eyeball the competition it does. I'll be sure to keep an eye peeled on your behalf, but it might be as you can learn a little more from the folk round town. Have a good day. Like, oh, there's Vikeb up there. Hiding. What are we gonna do? Traders of edge, eh? Well, there's one of them merchants been staying in the city, but someone'll know something as to point us in the right direction. Trick is to listen without being seen. You'd be surprised at how culls will cackle when they think no one else is about. We'll focus on places what see plenty of traffic. You can have the Bismarck, the ferry docks, and he's Stalker's Alley. I'll try me luck with a few other spots, then meet ye in front of the Guild when I'm done. Remember, keep hidden, keep quiet, and keep your wattles open. Sounds like a plan. The Bismarck is up north. I think the Marauders well, actually, there is one that goes straight to the Bismarck, I'm pretty sure. No, Culinarian skill, that's it. Yeah, the little wind-up Thancred, yes. His little flippy doodles. Okay, I should probably, yeah, use hide. There we go. Where are we supposed to be? There we go. Diving Dove appears to be distressed over some matter. Approach her while cloaked by her hide ability. I'm doing it! I'm doing it! Diving Dove is grumbling in discontent. Ugh, the sneer on that customer's face. Does he think I can command the skillet to cook more swiftly just to meet his pressing departure schedule? I don't know how things are done in the South Seas, but here in Limsa Lominsa, folk appreciate that fine cuisine cannot be rushed. Come now, Dove, you must not speak ill of the patrons. Now, what was next on my list? Another finger sandwich for the Dutiful Sisters. Someone there must be rather fond of eggs. Oh, jeez. Alright, East Hawker's Alley. That'll be a good one. Hawker's Alley. Alright, time to hide. Shoop. Geralf is speaking in a low but lively tone to a nearby customer. Approach him while cloaked by her hide ability. Geralf is hawking his wares to a customer.
You have quite the eye for quality, sir. We have a splendid range of produce from every corner of Eorzea, but one simply cannot visit Limsa Lominsa without sampling some of the local specialties. Would you care for some freshly squeezed Lanosian orange juice, or perhaps our famed salt cod is more to your taste? Geralt continues to espouse the virtues of his merchandise, but his impassioned urgings appear to have little relevance to your assignments. Rip. Nothing here. And unhide. Alright, down to the ferry docks. Fisherman's Guild ahoy! Oh, you saw the setup? Yeah, it's gonna be good. Is it Rere Nasu? Yeah. What's up, Rere Nasu?
Curse my sense of duty. Would that I had stayed at the wench for that extra pint instead of returning early. I didn't ask to see anyone being bribed, and certainly not my relief pilot. I wonder what that merchant was about. Smuggling? Most likely. Should I report this to the Yellow Jackets? What if I'm being watched? I could end up face down in the harbor.
Don't worry, kid. We'll find a way to keep that from happening. Whoop. And no one will have to know that you told us anything.
Welcome back, Calosa. Hope your skulking went well.
You might be the angel of death with the dagger stuff, but any rogue what shuns the shadows is headed for an early grave. Sneaky Mort can nose about without risking a scrap or slip herself into the best position to ambush a mark. Once they've seen you, though, your rummy fun is done. Hiding is part concealment and part distraction, and you won't be disappearing on a cove what already knows you're there. So you can't do it in battle, which, as we said, that means that you can't use trick attack, and it sucks. Alright, I'm done prattling. Where do you manage to learn about our musket-buying merchant friend? Slipping coin into a ferry pilot, was he? And what you heard from that chef at the Bismarck? This trader seems willing to hop the twig and soon. That matches with me own findings. He's vacated his rooms at the inn and paid his dues in full. Being a merchant, we can be sure he won't be leaving without his merchandise. So here's the plan. We wait for him to stack his goods on the pier, and you ghost him and grab all them firearms. I'm hoping we could get the job done, quiet and undercover at Dockman's, but it never hurts to be prepared for the worst. Sounds like he's got a small army of sellswords on the payroll. Let's do it! I'll send word to the Yellow Jackets and have them post a call near Hawker's Alley. That way he won't have far to bolt once you're bitten the goods. The mark should be along any moment, Calosa. Have you got your skulking boots on? Let's do it! Use the hide ability. I've spotted the mark at the end of the pier. Sneak over there and lighten his load. Alright. Oh, I see it. There it is. Be a sneaky. Shh, don't tell anyone I'm here. Hello. Bye-bye. Easy. The traders of Edge Merchant. It's okay, I'll just take these firearms and slip them under my, my dress? Slip them into my cleavage?
You're not supposed to be here. I thought I ordered my hidings to keep the jetty clear. Huh? 1, 2, 3. There's one missing. My crate of muskets! It's gone! Heh heh heh. Thief! Stop her, you useless sluggards! What am I paying you for?
Oh, crap.
Jeez.
No place to run. Time to get your stabbers out. Alright, let's get out of here. Aw, jeez.
Thief scoundrels! A bonus to the one who brings me their hides!
Oh, we can't even. Come on, Big Cab, let's go!
Sneak past any of the swads on your way and get them goods to the Yellow Jackets. I'll lead these culls on a merry chase. Meet me in front of the guild when the job is all bob.
I remember not realizing that I could just hide through these guys and ended up like fighting like all of them all the way there. Oh, also, I'm pretty sure you can sprint when... Yes. Okay, there we go. Nice! Shoo! Smell you jerks later! Hey, hand off! There we go. Thank you, Alteron. I thought I could. I just didn't want to do it right, like, next to, like, 7 dudes. That would have been great. Why, these are our stolen muskets. The quartermaster will be pleased. Duty complete. Easy. Easy peasy. There we go. Hey, Big Cab!
That turned hairy, didn't it, Dove? Once you reached the Yellow Jacket, though, the merchant called off his blades. Wise enough to cut his losses, I'll give him that. I'd say we're all done here. Let's head inside and tell Jack the Benny news.
I should have gotten a drink in.
I've heard the sounds of fight.
Oh, I've heard the sounds of fighting coming from outside, and now I've whittled the cause of it. Thought you were aiming for subtle on this job. Oh boy, we got the fireworks going off just behind us. How many swords was there? But you got the Yellow Jackets what they wanted, so all's well that ends well, eh?
You're on your way to becoming a first-class rogue, Calosa. Aye, that the job didn't unfold exactly as planned, but you do see the value of keeping out of sight. Skulking might seem slow, but it can save you time and a fair amount of bleeding in the long run.
Don't I know it? I played as a druid back in World of Warcraft, and let me tell you, being able to just turn into a cat and, like, sneak by everything, woo doggy, mwah, chef kiss. Too bad it doesn't work all that well as this kind of thing, because usually you could just run past all of the enemies on your chocobo and then, like, kill the one dude who didn't end up following you all the way to your location. So, not all that useful, but, you know, still kind of useful. Speaking of unexpected developments, a bit of bad news for you, Bekeb.
What?
I searched high and low, but it seems some unprincipled code has yaffled your sandwich. There were naught but crumbs to be found.
No! My sandwich! It was a Bismarck special! Do you know how much I was looking forward to that meal? My belly's about ready to cave in on itself!
'Tis a tragedy of the highest order, love, and you know I can't bear to see me rogues in such distress. So I gave Underfoot a special assignment. He should be back any moment now. With a freshly made Bismarck special finger sandwich.
You did that for me? You're not japing with me, are you, Jack?
This ain't no japing matter. 'Tis a guildmaster's responsibility to see that all his coves and morts are at their best for the job.
Hey, Jack, there you are. I got that sandwich you ordered.
Hey, didn't the chef give me a waddleful when she said we was in a hurry? Maybe next time you could think twice before you waffle a fellow rogue's supper. Oh, bollocks! Oh no!
Jack? Did you eat my supper?
Now, lass, let's not be hasty. There's a fresh new sandwich right here for you. No harm done, eh? You've clawed something what belonged to me, Jack, and I ain't ignoring the code. Yeah, the code. You mustn't ignore the code. You're having a laugh, aren't you, lass? Lass?
That might be the swiftest string-up I've ever seen. A punishment to fit the crime. Take a good long look, Calosa. Code exists to preserve peace in Limsa. Keep the alleyways from running red with blood. The city's my home, and I'll draw daggers on any cove fool enough to threaten that peace. A pointed lesson. Let's set inside, eh? Your sandwich will get cold.
Do you mean to leave me here all night? At least you give me a grand view of the harbor. God's piss, these ropes are tight.
And now we find ourselves indebted to the Rogues Guild. The Rogues Guild! What could this little Lalafell be? The impropriety of it all. Would that I could see them occupying a cell next to those thieving pirates. Dun, dun, dun!
Yes! So good! Oh, it's perfect. I love it. Looking to head inside. Heck yeah, we are. I'm sorry I didn't turn the music up, Alteron. I hope my re helped, though. Them ropes will leave chafe marks for a bleeding week. I may have wriggled myself free, but that's the last time I let me belly do the thinking. And just think, McKeb strung me up over an egg sandwich. Those coves who well and truly stomp on the code get it far worse. Keep up your training, lass, and you'll soon be handed out rogue justice yourself. Heck yeah.
Closer, just the mort I was hoping to see. We've some nasty trouble brewing. Client's on his way, so sit tight and pay attention. I'm calling Underfoot and the Strain on this as well, and we'll be a little rogue family reunion.
I turned my speakers up. Good, I'm glad.
Jack, the client's arrived. Our guests here have come from Maelstrom Command with confidential orders direct from the Admiral herself, so you know this won't be a simple job.
I'm afraid your guildmaster speaks truly. 'Twas several days ago when an emaciated man stumbled into one of our camps seeking aid. Upon questioning the poor fellow, we discovered that he had narrowly escaped a life of slavery. He claimed that pirates had raided his village, abducting him and many others to sell on a black market auction block. We dispatched a patrol to confirm the tale and found that the village almost completely destroyed. 'Twas a meager settlement without so much as a guardhouse, thus did its unkind fate escape our notice until now.
You'd think these pirates had never heard of the code. Pillaging honest coals and dipping their wicks on the slave trade, they headed the right way for a good stabbing. Aye, though it ain't set down in so many wids, the code's notoriously unforgiving against those as raise weapons against the weak. After all, the first pirates in these parts were culls, what was fleeing oppression in the northern seas. Ignore your history and you risk becoming what it was you hated the most. So you have a mock for us, then?
Now we do. From the descriptions given to us by the escaped villager, we've determined that the lawbreakers are members of the Jolly Merchants, a pirate crew in possession of an official privateering license. It would appear, however, that privateering has been naught but a screen behind which to hide their illicit activities. One can only imagine how many other Lominsan citizens have fallen prey to these wicked slavers. And we've let it happen right under our very noses! Naturally, the Admiral desires a swift resolution to this ignominy, but merely tracking down those poor souls who have already been sold is proving heavily taxing to our allocated resources. We could throw more soldiers at the problem, but that runs the risk of drawing the small folks' attention and inciting undue panic. Thus do we come to the Rogues Guild for help. We ask that you eliminate the Jolly Merchants and liberate the villagers presently in their custody, and that you do so with the utmost discretion.
Consider it done. When these nasty coves will feel our short blades prick it into their backs, they'll enjoy but a brief moment of regret before the code is rightly enforced. Right then, let's get to work. I'll be going after the jolly merchants myself. Underfoot, Vakeb, you two lend your skills to the Maelstrom's investigation and see what you can whittle about the culls would have already been sold. Calosa, you're coming with me. I think you're ready for the next step of your education. Shall we get after those slave and cutthroats, then? Client tells me the jolly merchantmen set sail from Ailport a few bells ago. Oh, aye, they even board an imperial ship or two, but that's just some mummery they're putting up to amuse the Admiral's swads. I reckon the rest of the crew be back on land looking to snap the shackles on a fresh herd of chattel. And just to prove my theory right, one of them jolly bastards got himself spotted creeping about the ruffians in Lower Linosia. There's a Bene Cove over at Morabee Dry Docks with the name of Swearsint, what likely will know the full story. He's more of a shipwright than a rogue these days, but he keeps his glazes keen for the guild. Head over and have yourself a prattle, and I'll join you soon, like. What about Vakeb? I've no doubt you and Jacke can handle a few ale-sodden pirates, but if you need an extra set of fambles, just say the word and we'll be there. These jolly merchant bastards won't be so jolly once we've gadgeted up to them.
Your aid and confidentiality on this matter is greatly appreciated. We can now focus on coordinating with the Yellow Jackets to free those unfortunate folk already sold into slavery.
Morabee Dry Docks. I forget if the ferry will take us there. I think they only go to Ailport and Costa del Sol. If so, I'll just teleport. Yorinasu? Yeah, I thought so. Okay, fine. I'll just teleport. Morabee! Oops. Jedalin! I kind of forgot what other mounts I had at this point. I probably had Laurel Gooby though, so I'll use him sometimes. But some of the other ones haven't appeared yet in the story, so.
I know who you are. What can old Swearsint do for you?
We're trying to find out about some slavers from the Jolly Merchants.
Hunting down Jolly Merchant slavers? Ah, well, that explains a few things. Keeping an eye on the bustle around the dry docks, you see, when I spied an odd trio off in the distance. This rough-looking sod, one of your pirates, I'd wager, was plodding along some other bloke and his poor skinny lass. I've seen whipped curs less miserable than the two being herded. Last I saw, they were heading south. If what you're saying about this slavery business is true, then that jolly merchant's not gonna walk his charges all the way to market. No, he's likely has a boat waiting for him. And if I were a slaver headed south, my vessel would be headed somewhere along the Salta Strand. Don't leave you much time. You said Jack was on his way, yes? You better go on ahead and I'll point him in the right direction when he gets here.
Thanks for that.
Let's go!
Swearsint came through for us, eh? Now, what do we got here?
This one looks a charmer.
Oh no, the people!
So didn't move, I told you! Me peg-legged grandma hobbles quicker than you miserable sacks of shite! Or maybe you need another thrashing, is that it? You already forgot what happens when you try me generous patience.
I'm sorry. Please, no more beatings. We walked as fast as we could, but we need food and water.
Then you get in the boat and shut your traps. You get fed when you reach the other side.
The other side? Where are you taking us?
Are you challenging me or just playing daft? I told you to keep your bladed mouth shut.
I'm sorry.
Golly oss, she's weeping again. Listen, we're headed to Airport, alright? That's where me and my shipmates gather to take stock of the merchandise and what decides what gets sold where. You see, some buyers want only lads, while others looking for lasses. As long as we keep the rich bastards happy, we'll make more coin than we ever did scrapping with the Empire's war galleys. Not that you care about that, I suppose. What matters to you is that you'll be loaded into the Jolly Merchantman, sailed off to God knows where, and Limsa will be a distant memory. So if I was you, I'd fill that empty belly with one last big gobful of sweet Lenotian sea breeze. So tempted to put a blade twixt his eyes right here and now, but that won't get the job done. Now, we'll let him guide us to his mate in Sin Airport, and we'll mill the whole bloody lot of them. The jolly merchants will get their due, don't you worry about that. Getting on the boat. They've gone. Best hurry to Airport. Unless you've a quicker way, there's a ferry what leaves from Candlekeep Quay. I'll meet you across the water, lass. Look, don't worry, I'll just teleport. I gotta get there as soon as possible, before they arrive. And taking a ferry might be a little slower than their small boat. Dang it, I did it! Darn it. Well, it's fine. I'm pretty sure that that was around that time a little bit. Actually, no, it started up in, like, Heavensward. Darn it! Oh, well. Calosa, the jolly merchant coves, still with his captives. Seems they've taken a room under an alias. Hiding their operative in plain sight. Bold as brass eye, but it's an old slaver's trick. See, even if some coal recognizes the merchandise, only a single handler gets boned. The rest of the crew just whistles all innocent-like while their mate is marched off to cry cockles. And you can bet they've threatened bloody murder for any prisoner what raises a hue and cry. Patience now, lass. We'll just wait until we're sure that all the blackguards have arrived. Meanwhile, you'd best sharpen your stabbers. We've a busy night ahead of us. Heck yeah! Ready for the job, then. Once the jolly merchants are all here, we'll ambush the sods and set the captives free. That ought to be long enough. We'll just have to hope there ain't any stragglers. Listen closely now, lass. The merchants are disguised as plain old venturers, and have settled themselves in 3 separate rooms here in Airport. What do you mean? How do we whittle which coves are the merchants? Easy. Take a look at the daddles of that bingo swilling gull over yonder. What do you mean? He's wearing lavender gloves, the exact same type that nasty sod at the Salt Strand had on. That'll be how they find each other in a crowd. Of course, it's also how I whittled where each of the bastards was staying. Just snilch the opalescent glazes of the company they keep, and you can be sure they found your mark. So here's the job all laid out for you. We hit all 3 common rooms, mill the merchants quick and dirty like, and get back those captives their bleeding lives back, alright?
Oi! The storeroom door's been forced open! Some thieving sod's been at the ale! Whoa!
Well, they can't have gotten far. Better get the lads and do a sweep of the port. Was that merchant cove gulping pilfered ale? You'd think they'd be doing their best not to draw attention to themselves, all things considered. Bloody oafs. And now you got a swarm of yellow jackets buzzing about looking for blood. If they spot us wandering around the docklands, I have a feeling they'll axe first and ask questions later. It'd be best then if the patrols never even knew he was here. Okay then. We'll slip as sneaky as we can into each of the common rooms and use them telltale lavender gloves to identify our marks. There's innocent culls in there as well, mind, so let's try not to stab any as don't deserve it, eh? I'm thinking we should head out one at a time. Better avoid them yellow jackets, so I'll take the lead. After you, Calosa. Oh, I'll let you take the lead. After you, Calosa. Okay, fine. Well, marks are behind doors up ahead. Don't let them yellow jackets see ya. 3 captive villagers. Bye. Could have sworn I saw a thing through this door. Okay, let's look. Sword brandishing adventurer. Arrow knocking adventurer. Axe wielding adventurer. Oh, the yellow gloves! Arrow knocking adventurer. Does she have yellow gloves? She does not. It's just this jerk. Well then, have fun being dead! And I told you, it's just 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
It's okay, miss. You're safe. Oh, thank you! Thank you!
Alright, there's another house, there's another room up here. Let's see, arrow knocking adventurer, some more arrow knockers, sword brandishing, axe wielding, ah ha ha! Oh no, my trick attack! I gotta wait 3 seconds. It's okay, kid. And go! No, don't overpower on the kid! No! Kid, I'm sorry! Don't worry, we'll bandage you up. Shoo, shoo, shoo. There you go. You okay there?
I'm free. Thank you.
Alright, there's one more. I like how this one is like looking dangerous and stuff, like, oh yeah, I'm the bad guy, but he's not. That's the secret. Alright, I'm pretty sure the last one is up here somewhere? Oh, there's someone in, yeah, there it is. Shoo! Sword brandishing adventurer, sword brandishing, axe wielding, aha! Bindings! No, okay. Get out. Oh, it's the people that we saw at the Salt Strand.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I'm free. Oh, hey, Jack. That looks to be the last of them, and you didn't even need my help. Heck, no, I didn't. Back to the shadows, lass. Don't worry, I already am. You okay? Oh, no! And off with the merchandise. Ain't no one cuts into our profits. Aw, oh, jeez. Where'd these coves spring from? Get to stabbing, Calosa. Oh, look at that adventurer. They're like, yeah, get him! Get him! Fight, 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 fight! There we go. GG's. Yeah, there's the others, yeah. I swear there were others that were gonna go. Oh, there they are. I've just finished reading the report. In addition to liberating those unfortunate Limsa citizens, you've done much to cripple the Jolly Merchant slaving operation. Thank you. The Admiral will be most pleased.
Heck yeah.
Good job, everyone.
So, well, how was the job? Did we do a good job?
Not a bad night's work, eh, Calosa? Maelstrom be taking care of them poor culls we freed, and I've made sure none of them merchants we downed are like to get up again. As for the Jolly Merchantman, well, her crew can expect a visit from the Admiral's finest galleys, and it won't be for tea and crumpets on the poop deck. You said poop. Right, Midnight at last, all part in this is done. Time to head back to the sisters.
Excuse me? Are you the ones who freed us?
Why? Was there something else we could do for you, miss? The Maelstrom swads will take you home if that's what you're worried about.
Oh no, I know. I just wanted to thank you.
Oh.
Take care. If I may, there was one other thing I wish to tell you. Moments before you rescued me, that dreadful pirate was muttering into his cups. 'Twas something about another raiding party that hadn't made it back yet.
I beg your pardon?
It seems they'd been hunting for slaves in western Lanosha, and being so close to Ailport, our captor assumed they'd be rounding up chattel till last bell. I just couldn't bear the thought of anyone else suffering as I have. Please, is there aught you can do?
Certainly is, miss. You just get yourself safely home and leave this stray pack of jackals to us.
Oh, I pray for your success. Thank you again.
And thanks for the information, ma'am. So much for savor and a victory pint. I'll send word of this development to Underfoot and to the Stray. We've some well-earned trade for the last of these jolly merchants. By the by, how's your throwing arm, Calosa? I think it's time you learned how to fling a proper blade. When you're out in the wide-open ruffians, you often find the need to sting a cove from a distance. And I'm sure a canny lass like yourself will figure out all sorts of uses for a well-thrown dagger. Just keep it in mind for when you hunt down the rest of them slavers. Yay! Now we know how to throw daggers. I love how the throwing daggers look exactly like Thancred's. Those last few jolly merchant bastards must be camped out somewhere in western Lanosha. Now, if I was a black-blooded, gill-grubbing slaver, where would I be hiding? There's naught to the west but the Sahagan pools. Even those bollocks for brains pirates know better than to trespass on fishback territory. And they won't want a chance running into patrols near Ailport, so that just leaves us east. The flock? Oh, they'll likely be nestled down in the ruins somewhere among the dodos. That's where we'll try and pick up their trail. You head on over and soldier the place while I send word to the sisters in the Maelstrom. Sounds like a plan. Oh, Thancred do his little jump. Thancred can't stop jumping. Don't stop jumping. Oh man, there's a fate like right next to it. Look at all these fat dodos. Dang it. Just trying to avoid that. Beggarly boy. Open your eyes, son. Please.
Pray help our child.
Oh, jeez. Let's do it.
Thank you for freeing us. We've been tied up here since those awful pirates snatched us from our beds.
It's okay. Those are some interesting looking dodos you got there, Calosa. No sign of the merchants though, eh?
Nothing yet. It was just these people. The leader mentioned heading over to Ailport. He said something about there being no signal, and that was a signal that something was wrong. They just left us hobbled here like lambs for the market. One of them japed about keeping the meat unsullied in case there was trouble. Pray let us flee this place before they return.
And who are you to saddle up and set loose to our odd-won prizes, hmm? Dun-dun! 'Twas the damnedest thing. We'd half a crew lodging in Ailport, and not one of them survived the night. Done in by a couple of sneaky curs would favor the short blades, they said. I'm supposing that was you two. Seems you got a bone to pick with our choice of trade. I can't say I've been much use for slavers, except as a place to bury my knives. Oh, and I wouldn't bother yourself with waiting on your ship to come back neither. Jolly merchants are done for. Hee hee hee. You might have the right of it, lad. But then you wouldn't know the kind of coin there 3 healthy slaves like them ones will bring us.
I'll have a new ship and a new crew before a single moon has passed. You hear that, chattel? You're each worth a shining bloody fortune, and you've me to thank for helping you to learn your true worth. No! Ignore this bleeding sod. In fact, why don't you step back a ways? We'll handle this. These coves are about to learn the consequences of breaking the code, and the discussion is like to get messy. Did you not think we'd come for you? You can try to stifle your victim's screams in the documents, but the shadows are always listening. Heck yeah! Also, it is another evil Lalafell. I like me slaves with a bit of fight. You'll fetch me a grand price on the block. Stow your wits and draw your steel. Hey, it's another barber. Oh, you little jerk! Oh, I should have leg sweeped him. It's okay, he's dead now. There we go. Let's take down the little guys first. There's always more of them. Aw, jeez! Oh, and they got game foul too. Jeez. These birds move slow, but they have a nasty peck. Keep your distance and skewer them from afar. Aye, throw your bloody daggers at them, lads. Or maybe I'll just, you know, let you deal most of the damage and then finish it. Oh, jeez! Almost there, there we go. More? Jeez! More dodos? Thought they were slavers, not bleeding farmers! Stay calm now, lads. Take them one at a time! Got them. 1, 2... There's the second. Underfoot is here to get underfoot! Underfoot! You're not the only ones with reinforcements! The cab! Your cabs took your sweet time. Let's mop this up already. Nice! Finished! Woo! We did it! Calosa is really agile in that dress. I'm just saying. If you don't, if you got free flowing dress stuff, it's really good. Thank you. I shudder to think what horrid fate awaited us had you not helped us escape. I knew someone would come. You're just like the heroes in the stories. They always arrive at the perfect time and triumph over the villains. Do you think I could be a hero like you? I know I could be brave and strong too. I just know it. You don't want to be like me, lad. Listen now. Me and those coves here, we're the ones what the scary folk are afraid of. And that's because we keep the rules for the world they live in. We don't much care if you shirk your chores or get into fights. But if you ever break the code and betray your mates, then that's when we'll come after you. No matter how far you run or how well you hide. Whoa! Live your life like the hero you want to be, though, and you'll never need to worry about that. Not everyone is cut out to be a rogue, but that's okay. Hee 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 hee. Oh, you two can stubble it and all. What? Yeah, the yellow jackets. Uh-oh, it's that lady who was angry in the previous cutscene. I assume you are the citizens who are abducted by the Jolly Merchants. I am Captain Milala of the Yellow Jackets. Maelstrom Command has entrusted me with collecting you to safety. Aww. It's okay. It's alright, lad. These folks will take care of you. Go on. You best not get left behind. You wanted to get saved by Jack.
Was there aught else, Captain? Word on a new job? A job? From me? For you? How patently absurd! Why, I'd rather hire a sewer rat to mind my larder! Ugh. Was it during one of your jobs that you turned Aleport into a slaughterhouse? What dark age is this that we must employ assassins to enforce the law? Is this a continued dalliance with the underworld miscreants such as you that prevents Limsa Lominsa from ever fully expunging the state of piratical infection? Look at these weapons you bear! A civilized person uses such implements to carve meat or peel fruit, and leaves them at the table where they belong! Whoa, hang on there, Steiner! What the crap? Do you perhaps clench them twixt your teeth as you swing over the rails like the pirates you hunt? Our fair city has no place for those who refuse to abandon the brutish ways of the past. The only champions of justice this nation requires are the valiant and forthright soldiers of the Yellow Jackets and our guns. What? Jack? What the bloody hells does this cull want with us? I almost thought it was the other C word. Ah! Whoo! Whoo, doggy! I'm not the foggiest, love. Just smile and nod. I've not come here to be patronized. I've come out here to put a decisive end to piracy in all of its forms. Consider this visit a gauntlet throw to the collective feet of the Rogues Guild. Heed well my words. Just before the dawn of this very morn, a maelstrom vessel stocked with provisions was boarded and looted by pirates. Much of the cargo was stolen, and that is vexing indeed, but it is the theft of 3 items in particular, 3 unique treasures of nigh incalculable worth, that the most distressed my martial colleagues. As for the brigands, they made well their escape, disappearing into the dawn's mist along with their precious plunder. A rum tale, what's it to do with us? I challenge you, a contest to reclaim the stolen treasures. Should my Yellow Jackets and I succeed in retrieving the greater share, I shall formally propose the abolition of the Rogues Guild. Upon review of our achievements, the Admiral will surely concede that your unscrupulous institution has outlived its usefulness. Ugh, blow it out, you waddle. A better ways to spend my time. Oh, do you now? This incident constitutes a theft among the nations of Limsa Lominsa. Does that not violate your beloved code? If I'm not mistaken, you've no choice but to rise to the occasion, unless, of course, you mean to slink back to your hole and abandon the fundamental precepts of your duty. All right, you screeching shrew. You made your bloody point, and you'll be sorry that you did, I promise you that. Your paltry promises amount to naught in the face of my conviction. I shall not rest until Limsa Lominsa is free of every last buccaneer, scoundrel, and shadow-dwelling ne'er-do-well. What now, Jack? For right now, we head back to the Sisters. Time for a grub, man. What do we care? I wouldn't be surprised, but Cap has quite the mouth on her. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Back to Limsa. Hey, Seabook! Thanks for joining us. I know you can't talk in the chat room, but I'm glad to have you with us. We get to do swashbuckling, roguish, piratey things. Oh boy! Oh, it's raining now. This sucks. I can't wait to get inside. Gotta get inside the convent. Looking to head inside. Yes, I am. For
wee lass, that Malala's got some bollocks, and it seems she's well done with all what whiffs of pirate stock. Yeah, I should have brought an umbrella. Oh, maybe I can do it when I get out if it's still raining. Don't take kindly to Cole's pulling my strings, but the shrew is right. The code's been broken, we've a job to do. For the sounds of it, though, them coves knew what they were about when they cloyed them treasures. We'll need you at your best. It's time you learned the art of mugging. Rough up a con just the right way, and he'll give up more than what you'd get if you just plain knocked him on his arse. Me and the lads will be busy whittling the story on them bitten baubles, so you're free to head out and sharpen your skill. You might even be as you'll pocket some extra blunt while you're at it, eh? This never, ever, ever works. I heard, like, someone was like, oh yeah, I think it happened, like, 0.001% of the time. I've never seen Mug actually give me anything extra. It's so dumb. It's absolutely useless. I mean, it does damage, so you use it whenever it's off cooldown, but don't ever expect it to actually give you anything. Yeah, I'm gonna score some blunt. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now, what do you think? We're pirates. We're rogues. That's all we do is do drugs and drink and stuff. Been practicing your dance steps, Calosa, because we're about to run rings around Captain Malala and her swads. The Yellow Jackets been pressing their investigations into the treasures what was cloyed from that maelstrom tub. But as you know, we've got our own network of coves what don't miss aught, the goings-on about town. As for the sharp end of the job, it'll be you, me, Underfoot, and the Stray. Let's get down to business, eh? Mm-hmm. The cap's late to the feast, so I'll just make it known we're on the same page for the now. When you get down to it, you'll have two goes for the job. Bite back them three treasures and mill the coves what cloyed them in the first place. You can be sure that the Yellow Jacket shrew will be doing her damnedest to beat us to the marks, and seeing as the fate of the guild is at the stake, we'll best not drag our dew-beaters on this one. I say we grapple them baubles before she's even lifted anchor and give her a proper reason to rage against us rogues. Seem awfully keen on this contents all of a sudden, Jack. Oh, well, here's the thing. I sent me a grievance to the Thalassa regarding the Shrew's challenge, but them paper shufflers don't care a whit as long as one of us gets the job done. So I figured I'd sail with the wind rather than against it. Besides, we wouldn't want to shirk our duties and force poor Captain Malala to blunder about in the scary documents, now would we? How very gentlemanly of you. Well, them's the cards what we've been dealt, ain't we? Now stow your quips and let's hear what you've learned about them bloody treasures already. Aye, the treasures. According to the manifest of that maelstrom vessel, we're looking to buy back the Cerulean Star, the Silver Sorrows, and something called the Black Sarcophagus. What the? Aside from the fancy names, I was able to whittle a few more details. The Cerulean Star, for starters, is a big blue diamond which shines like, well, a star, I suppose. Then we got the Silver Sorrows, pair of earrings what once graced the wattles of a Sultana of Uldar. There's a tale there, but one what don't concern us as present. Lastly, this black sarcophagus thing. I'm afraid that one remained a mystery no matter how much I poked and prodded. In any case, all three of these trinkets was recorded as spoils from official privateering raids. Now, as you know, a pirate will usually sell his plunder through a reliable fence. Sometimes, though, holding an auction is the only way to offload goods when it's too extravagant or just too bleeding rare for the average cull to deal in. All three wondrous treasures fell into the auction-only category. When the bidding began in Aleport, the Thalassocracy weighed in with its ample purse, made some unmatchable offers, and organized a top for the merchants to be shipped back to Limsa. And that's when our marks swooped in and picked up their transport. Had a few wigs with them maelstrom sailors who survived the attack, and they pointed the finger at the grinning curs. Problem is, not one cull's seen hide nor hair of the curs, not to mention their bloody ships since the raid. Until now, Vickerby? Sorry I'm late, Jack, but you want to hear this? Some of the cargo that was cloyed from the transport was just found during a routine inspection at the Thagran checkpoint. Thagran? Have the cars made landfall then? What are the treasures? Any mention of them? Not what I've heard, but the jackets ain't done shaking out all the boxes yet. Now we better get our eyes out there quick like. Calosa underfoot, you're fresh for a run, ain't ya? Come on, lass, I'll race you to the checkpoint. You got it!
Vickerb is like, you know what? Screw this. I don't even care.
You never heard of the Grinning Curs? They're a pack of rabid buccaneers what used to belong to the Salt Hounds. Back in the day, the Salt Hounds had the crew to fill more than a few ships. Aye, there was no pirate gang what could match them when it came to sheer numbers. But when the Admiral came to power and passed her famous law, most of the Hounds chose to life on land, and those what spat in the law became the Curs. Simple as that. Oh, can't even talk with Jack now? Wow, rude. Jack don't even care. I'm pretty sure that's in middle on no shot. What's Grinners in the mist. Little, I knew it. Middle on no shot. I won our race. You owe me a pike, Calosa. Japes aside, though, it looks like Vickerb was right about the cargo. From what I've been able to catch from them swads at the gate, it seems the peddler was boned for carrying goods what was known to be aboard the transport. They carted the poor sod away in chains, but the cargo itself is still here. I saw a pair of jackets carrying the boxes up that wooden ramp. We need to know what's in them crates. I got the feeling they won't open their gans for the asking, though. Not while this fool challenge is going on. Do you think you could skulk over there and see if you found them treasures yet?
Sounds like a plan. There it is. Oh, this yellow jacket trying to be all sneaky like.
The two Yellow Jacket soldiers are inspecting the seized cargo. I'm doing it. I'm doing it, game. Yellow Jackets are discussing the contents of the crates. It's all junk. No diamond, no earrings, and no bloody black sarcophagus. Looks like we'll have to lean hard on that skinny peddler for her to find them treasures. The sergeant says the merchant, still pleading ignorance, claims he was hired to carry the goods through the checkpoint and not else. What a pile of bugle shite! We guess that the pirates must have split the cargo and are trying their luck at every checkpoint. Captain Milala has already given orders to double the guard and inspect every cotton wagon what comes through. Sounds like someone is trying to get other people caught. So they found naught else of value, eh? Bene. Thought we'd lost the contest before we even properly started. Be that as it may, though, something don't add up here. Why would you order a cult to carry the goods through the checkpoint? No smuggler is that daft, surely. And even if by some miracle the gods, you swam through Thagran without raising a fuss, why would you risk taking merchandise back to the city what cloyed it from? Now there's a bigger picture here, and we need to take a step back and see it. Assuming the Curs hired this peddler to do their dirty work, there'll be someone in the shadows that's brokered the deal, and I just so happen to know a cove what might make his business to oversee these kinds of shady arrangements. Thing is, this black marketeer bloke changes his haunts depending on how the breeze blows. Quite literally, in fact. Seemed to recall the navigator's veil being shifted by a westerly this morning, so that put him... Tiller's Rest. Nice and close. Why don't we go and ask him a few questions before we head back to the guild? Oh man, I need some water. Let's take a little flight. There we go.
I pride myself on my memory for faces, but yours is unknown to me. Are you an earnest customer or an inquisitive annoyance? I must be sure of your intentions.
What the? What the? What do you think of my intentions now? Ah, the dance is old, but the name is new. Put away your daggers, rogue. I have peddled my wares to your kind since the upright thieves stalked the night. Speak! What would you have, this humble merchant? Still tormenting the colts, eh, Granddad? We've come for information on a smuggling job. There was this peddler what was caught at Lithagran checkpoint moving merchandise for the Grin and Curs. Pleaded innocence even when he had the screws put into him. You wouldn't know aught about the deal, would you? Every last sordid detail. Not a single grain of stolen sand passes through the shadows without my knowledge. But such prickly wisdom lodges itself tightly in one's throat. What would you have brought to ease the pain of its passage? Spare me the theatrics, Granddad. Here's your usual purse. The sum is paid, the deal is made. May my answers sate your fickle hunger. Your hapless peddler was indeed innocent. He was but a beast of burden employed by associates of the grinning curs, and likely knew naught of the fright's tainted nature. A pawn, if you will, a convenient decoy. There are those amongst my acquaintances who specialize in providing such services. That's what I thought. The curs wanted that cult to get caught. And now the jackets have had a taste, they'll waste their time yaffling every shite pie what comes through their checkpoints. Meanwhile, the real treasures will be hidden away in the Darkmans, along with the grinning curs. Not the Darkmans, Master Rogue. The Mist. The Mist? Aside from the traveling merchant, the curs' associates have spent coin on another piece for this little game. A navigator, one who is practiced in piloting a vessel through the Doxy's Pull. The Doxy's Pull? The gods only know how many ships sailed into that fog soup and never came out again. And that's where they say the curs have gone to ground? Now there's a trick what took some bollocks. Once their haunted tub was sitting dimber in the mist, though, it would have been easy to have these associates of theirs ferry the junk goods to Lenosha. Then the canny coves just needed to wait for the peddler to get boned and draw the glazes over the Yellow Jacks inland. We need to strike now. As soon as they learn the coast is clear, they'll flee for open waters. A fair appraisal of events. Now that you know the location of your marks, however, it will not be so difficult to track them down. The Doxy's Pull was once an impenetrable shroud, but ever since the calamity, the mists are far less constant. Narrow your search to the heaviest banks, and you will soon uncover those who wish to remain unseen. But now a warning. The mists conceal other dangers beside the dogs you seek. A careless step may land you upon the chopping block. Chopping block? You can't mean... Seems we found myself another lead to look into. You better hurry on back to Jacke and tell him what we learned so far. What could that mean? The chopping block? But the Yellow Jackets haven't been there, so what is going on? A little scary. What the? Should I report this guy? Whatever, I don't even care. About time, lass. You was gone so long, I almost sent the stray after you. What happened to Underfoot?
He said he had another lead to look into.
So our marks and their bitten baubles are snug inside the Doxy's pull, eh? I'll not discount the old man's warning, but we may not have a better chance to crash the curs and grabble them treasures. We board their ship right now, you, me, and Vakeb. Suppose we'll be needing ourselves a tub for the voyage. I'll have the Wids and Swarson and see what the dry docks can spare us by way of a ship and a reliable crew. Get your kit together and meet us there. Oh, it's the Morby dry docks again? Okay, I'll just teleport then. Morby dry docks, Morby dry docks. Let's head there for the Morby dry docks. It is down there. Oh, it is. Boing. Alright, Jack, let's do it. Alright, Calosa, I pulled some favors, and there's a crew that'll get us close to scamper above the Kurds' vessel. Wait, is this? Oh, darn. Well, whatever. I've been cramped up on that deck. If we try and mill the whole lot at once, we'll soon find ourselves against the rails. So we gotta go quick and quiet and try and knock them off a few at a time. Well, lass, are you eager to test your sea legs? Heck yeah. Oh, no, it's not yet. Jeez, this is a long one. If that was 24, then that means that this is only a level 20 quest. What? Right, there's no one seen us so far. Let's get to work. Where am I going? I think we stab us into the captain. Those two in the back there are yours.
Follow me, Calosa.
Okay. Bro, who's all the way bloody out here? Get this cutter. No, bad boy. I don't know how you found us, but they never find what's left of you. Captain! Did you just... Are you guys using Arcanist movements? Slippery bastards! Let's just see how quick you are! Up in a cage! Let the Growler off his chain! What the... The Growler? What the... Oh jeez, it's a Growl! Sure, I'll take the Growler then. Thank you. No charged whiskers for you, Mr. Curl. It's a Growlithe! Yeah! It's the new Growlithe type. It's got long fur whiskers. Almost done. Get out of here, Growlithe. Got him. Easy. They're just doing the little workout. Legends Arceus leaks? Is that even legal? I mean, really. Jack, I found one of them treasures. Unless there's another fist-sized blue diamond on board, it's gotta be the cerulean star. As for them other two baubles, I've tossed the cabins and been looking the whole dill biome, but there's naught else here. Well, we'll just have to ask old Sweet-like, won't we? Spit it out, cur. Where are you keeping the rest of your treasures? Ha! You think I'd spill me guts for the likes of you, rogue? Maybe you won't, at that. But what about this partner you're working with? Oh, we don't need no partner! So you're telling me that this was all your idea? You woke up one day and decided we'd attack a maelstrom transport right off the course of Airport, then you disappear into the loving embrace of the Doxy's Pull. Not exactly your style, is it? Granite curs are too bleeding famous for being the crew what turned their snouts up at a privateering in favor of keeping to the old ways. You've only escaped the Yellow Jacket's grip this long by crawling on your bellies and snatching scraps from what fell from the table. You ain't the type to sink your teeth into a Navy-owned vessel, no matter the prize.
Well, maybe there ain't no profit in being cautious no more. The age of pirates is swiftly coming to an end. Merwhip won't be stopped, not by a piddling little crew like mine. That's why we've thrown our lot in with the executioners.
What?
That blue rock was just our share of the loot. The scraps from the table, like you said. If you want them other trinkets, you'll have to take it up with my new mates. One job at a time, lass. First, we need to get these stinking coves and their tub back to the docks. The executioners, huh? That doesn't sound good. Oops, sorry, Vicab. Putting aside the issue of who gave the orders, there's no doubt that these coves has raided the Maelstrom ship. Now as for a punishment, what fits the crime? I was informed that a certain well-known pirate ship was spotted weighing anchor at the Morabee dry docks. I assume that this was your work. Aye, I missed all the excitement, Captain, but never you mind. The cerulean star is back in bobbing our neat little fambles. Ugh! And these might be the grinning curs. Degenerate fiends! How dare you ply your filthy trade in Limsan waters? How many innocent sailors were massacred that you might sate your vile avarice? Every one of your kind ought to be lined up and shot. A musket ball is the only answer to this rampant display of lawlessness. Wait. Do you mean to execute them here on the bloody docks? At least take the buggers into custody first. Handing them over for lawful punishments that will satisfy the demands of the code just as well. We've already got the answers to our questions, so feel free to take them away. Do not presume to give me orders, rogue. You only managed to capture these villains and their ill-gotten treasures by employing unsavory and unconscionable means. Why, you're not more than pirates yourselves. These bastards ain't worth a true pirate's spit. The Upright Thieves was formed to protect us from ourselves. Now they're just hunted dogs for the Admiral. Merwhip yanks the leash and another buccaneer disappears. You rogues are traitors to your own kind. If it hadn't been for you... Yeah, go on then. Blame me and the coves for your own failures. You knew what you was doing when you defied the code. You knew that we'd be after you. We're done here. There are 2 treasures left, rogue, and I mean to claim them both. I'd reconsider this contest of yours, Captain. Turns out this fish we're trying to hook is a shark, and I might just swallow you whole. And I mean, you are really tiny. Uh-huh. What shark is he speaking of? And how could any pirate challenge the might of the Yellow Jackets? No, he seeks to unnerve me. I'll wring the truth from these grinning curs, and we'll see who triumphs over whom. You think this is over? The pirates will have their day again.
Sorry. Wrong button. Fisherman. I know it's like, because it's the fisherman's, like, aetherite, so it always, like, shows me facing the fisherman's guild, but it's like, no. I want to turn around. Yes, I am. Jeez, now I'm hiccuping. This is just great. Milala is OG Commissioner Gordon. He really is. Careful, there's enough people here for you to hit someone with those knives. I know, right? Jeez. Oops. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. Better work on that ship, Calosa. First blood is ours. How'd you take to fighting a sea? There are a few as can drop an opponent as quick as a rogue, but mind you don't exhaust yourself just flailing your blades at the tougher coves. And that goes double for when your mates are on your flanks. If you notice yourself starting to flag, there's not wrong with pulling back some time and staggering your attacks with each other to keep the pressure on. I've said it before, lass, but I'll need you sharp enough to carve steel for what's to come. I'm afraid this'll be more of a challenge than ever with what little shrew is bargaining for. That's assuming the curs wasn't lying about the executioners, and the executioners are who I bloody think they are. Twixt you and me, though, I'm hoping the name is just some laughable coincidence. Coincidence? Oh, jeez. Oh there, Calosa, we've a rough job ahead of us, and that's a fact. Matters are tangled enough that with Milala Mort snapping at our heels, but we managed to grapple that first trinket without too much fuss. Fighting back them other two treasures, though, that'll be a different story. Once a stray gets here, I'll explain what, or more to the point, who we're up against. Something about those executioners, right? Alright, we've two baubles left on the list. The Silver Sorrows and the Black Sarcophagus. Let's see where we're at. Oi, where'd Pettymoo got to? Underfoot, you still looking to whittle the tail of that bleeding sarcophagus. We'll not be cloying that stickler until we're at least in England as what the bloody thing looks like. Treasures aside, I've been doing some digging on my own of these executioner allies of the grinning curs, and I'm afraid the name weren't no coincidence. Calosa, you heard of the bloody executioners, I hope. Seemed them curs was feeding from the famble on one of the nation's greatest pirates' powers. This ain't no ordinary crew of cutthroats, lass. Within Limsa Lominsa, the bloody executioners wield a power and influence second only to the Admiral herself. It was none too fond of old Merwib or her prohibition on piracy, and it was only the overwhelming threat posed by the Garlean Empire what eventually convinced him to play nice with the thalassocracy. But pirates ain't ones to play nice for long. Now that Hilfir ain't around to helm the ship, the solidarity of the bloody executioners has begun to show cracks. All the strongest captains and lieutenants begun to form their own factions, and are scrabbling to claim the top chair for themselves. Of course, not one bloody cove can agree with another on which way the executioners ought to sail. Oh no, I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry. Ugh. Among these new factions, though, there's excuse me, a shoe. There's a group was pushing to break free of the Admiral's grip completely. Turns out these reformists, as they call themselves, was the ones that took the grinning curs under their wing. Which means they've possession of the last two treasures we've yet to cloy. Rumors around town say that, even for executioners, these coves are bloody and ruthless and not to be crossed. We should sit this one out, Jack. Piss on Milala's contest. It ain't worth this kind of grief. We'd be inviting the wrath of a crew so large and dangerous that even the Admiral ain't keen on coming to blows with them, if they ever came after us. Large or small, it don't matter which. They broke the code when they hit that maelstrom tub. Aye, the grinning curs are paying for the crime, but we'd be poor sodden excuses for rogues if we let the real culprits carry on unpunished. I mean to see this job to the end, and that means biting back them treasures and handing out proper justice as it would deserve it. But Jack! Listen, with all the infighting going on at present, stabbing us a short blade into one faction's toe ain't like to bring the whole executioner crew down on our heads. Besides, them reformist buggers are so far split from the main mob that they've been avoiding the city altogether. Now it's about time we get to work. Calosa here to track down our black market contact. We sent him to look into the Cur's new allies a while back, so he should have had some answers for us by now. Huh.
The veil was lifted by a southerly this morn that'll put the old man at his haunt in lower Lanosha. Here, take this sack of blunt and pay a visit to the House of Sticks. Nice! More blunts! Nice. And thank you for the bless me. That's kobold territory, if you didn't know. The old man bribes them with ore and hires the biggest and meanest sods as bodyguards. Just be ready for your approach to be challenged. Sounds okay. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. Now, unfortunately, the only place is, Moraby Dry Docks, which is really far away, so actually this is a little faster. Woo! There we go. Perfect time for a little break. A little food break. Oh, sorry. There we go. No, the fate was not joined. Oh no! Cobalt Dorman! What else ones are there? Ho ho! A handy blade for each hand!
Welcome to the House of Sticks, young rogue. You must excuse my hireling's enthusiasm for greeting visitors. Now, have you any cumbersome baggage of which I might relieve you before we begin our conversation in earnest?
A leather bag containing what feels to be a substantial amount of gil. Well, I guess here you are.
A heavy burden for one of your tender ears to bear, but its weight has balanced the scales. The sum is paid and the deal is made. Let us speak of the reformists. This faction that so wronged the code now seeks to peddle one of its stolen treasures, the earrings, better known as the Silver Sorrows. The deal, it is said, is set to take place at Costa del Sol. The buyer, a moneyed merchant from the golden sands of Uldar. The earrings will be out in the open, vulnerable. I would target the moment of transaction were I so inclined, as the gentleman up there by the captain appears to be. For he purchased the self-same information. What the? Though he attempts to disguise his identity, the stench of a soldier yet lingers. I know not where one such as he came to learn of my existence, but I suspect he works for a certain yellow-coated captain. Yahaha! Brave she is, but foolish. Stumble blindly into the underworld, and all your groping hands will not save you from the holes at your feet. Sudden shall be her fall. This is the house of... You wanted the House of Sticks, not... And then Alteron, not to be confused with the House of Dicks, but that's further east if you're looking for it. No, thank you, sir. That's not what Calosa is... That is not what Calosa is ever looking for. Oh, we had to go back to the Rogues Guild first. Fine! We'll tell Jack that we need to go to Costa del Sol. It was right over there! Can't even give like a quick link pearl. A quick link shell over there. Jesus. This is why Limsa Lominsa is literally the worst place ever. There was an emote. I was there for like all of like a second, and already I got an emote. Nugget lover licks part-time waifu. Every time. This is why Limsa is the absolute worst place to ever go. Never go to Limsa. It's absolutely terrible. Welcome back, Calosa. What information did the old man have on them reformists? Looking to unload them earrings, are they? And to an Uldan, no less. Can't say I'm surprised you're the buyers from out of town. You won't find many Lominsans willing to melt coin on aught them coves are selling. Only the daftest of sods would go about funding them as a means to pull down the Admiral. One of Milala's lackeys arrived at the house afore you. How did they know to... Them curs we captured must have cackled during the shrew's interrogations. We'll have to assume the Yellow Jackets know what we know, and that means we'd best get our horses to Costa del Sol right bleeding now. See, if I was on my way there, I could have already been there getting it instead of doing this stupid BS. I'll handle this one, Jack. You and Calosa can wait here for Paramoon. Oi, Vicab, what in the hells is she playing at? After her last, she knows this ain't a solo job. Uh-oh, what does that mean? No. No return. We want to teleport to Costa del Sol. Welcome to Limsa Lominsa. This is why Limsa Lominsa is the absolute worst place. This is why it's so terrible and dumb. Don't ever go. Ever. Dang it. I always do that. She was right here. Told you, wait at the guild. I don't need... Well, it might be as I could use an extra mort in the shadows after all. Jacke has his mind set on punishing the executioners, but me, I just want to skulk in, cloy them silver bits, and skulk out. I reckon that I could manage with no one the wiser, then they wouldn't know who to come after. Finish the job without drawing me daggers, you know? It ain't exactly true to the code, but the shield to underworld honor won't stop them bloody killers from cutting my mates' throats and sending the sisters a glimmer. The guild's the only place what offered to take in a pirate stray like me, and I'll not see it burned to the ground. Deal's about to start. Say the word when you're Benny to head in. Let's do it. Here's what we know. The rich merchant what comes over to Uldar is some old maid of Master Gegeruju, the collet as owns Costa del Sol. Gegeruju's taking his garden, dancing dells, and pranced off with the beach someplace, giving over to the use of the entire resort to his friend. Seems she doesn't want an audience for her bargain with the reformists. Which, as it happens, works out well for us. We'll wait till they're busy haggling over the price and snatch the sorrows and off the twig before they realize all that's amiss. Sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan. There. The players have arrived, the reformist coin counter and the Uldan buyer are setting up on the southeast platform. The earrings ought to be nearby. Hang about, who are all these other culls? The place was meant to be empty. I see some nasty looking blokes in Uldan garb. Are those mammoths? The merchants brought along a whole bloody entourage. I've gone and got ahead of myself. I should have realized the job never be that easy. We'll have to mill a few of them bodyguards first, I reckon. You don't want to fight through a forest of blades, should you get caught sneaking out upon them narrow walkways. Kya! Jack! I thought you were someone else. That's why the voice sounded weird. Stow your excuses, love. I know full well what you were on about. You start going soft on us, though, and it'll be like losing one of me arms. I can't take on the bloody executioners all by myself. It's only 'cause I got rogues like you and Underfoot and Calosa here that the guild can take the jobs it does. When our coves walk the shadows, it's the bleeding pirates who do the trembling. Remember that, Vicab. We ain't some two guild robbers what piss their breeches when their daddies are caught in the honeypot. We're the knives of the Dockmans, and no bastard wants to go blade to blade with the likes of us.
I see you've not changed your mind then. You'll need all the stabbers you can get, and I promise mine they'll be there when you need them. Bene! Now let's carve a path to that platform and bite them earrings. Vicab, you hide yourself down by the docks in case the mark escapes during the fighting. Calosa, you and me will split up and mill the guards as we go. And it's them puppets what concerns me most. I suggest you crash them little buggers before they can spring any rum fun. Creep in as close as you dare, then give them a good solid clout from behind. It ain't the most original strategy, but it don't make it any less lethal. Once you're done with the first group, slip back into the shadows and we move on to the next. Not to it, eh? I'll head over to the back while you start in the front. Let's wrap this up before them jackets blunder in and scare off our marks.
Got 2 cell swords and a security monitor. Oh yeah, they can use bravery? Heck no, that's no good. Oh, you little jerk! No second wind around here! Alright, next. I love that pebble is. Oh, the bastards made a solid rock. Calosa, get over here and stop chipping. Well, I'm in the middle of cell swords here, sir. Oh, geez, security mammoth. There we go. Got him. Are we going? I guess we're going. Oh, okay, he's following. Okay, good. It's like, there he is. The performance accountant. About a trick attack. This is a private meeting. Remove these rats at once. I wish whenever the rogues ask you if you like the sound of a plan or anything, you had an option to say, "What did you just say? What?" The accountant. Why don't you count this? Shoo, shoo, shoo. Rogues? No one mentioned aught about rogues. What in the hell do you think you're doing? I'm conducting a business transaction on behalf of the bloody executioners. Do you understand what that means? Do you know what they'll do to you? I am all frightened. Odd, then, that you're the one who's shaken. They don't matter much to me who you work for. Your bosses broke the code and we're here to collect. That'd be the Silver Sorrows, then. I'm sure you paid a caravan of coin for them shiny baubles, but I doubt they're worth your life. Let's have them, then. Yeah! Wait, damn you! You should know that this personage is an extremely influential member of the East Aldernaut Trading Company. Surely you've heard of it. If the threat of reprisal will not stay your hand, then consider the political ramifications of interfering with a foreign dignitary. The Admiral would not desire to damage Limsa's relations with Ul'dah.
Yes, exactly. I am very highly placed in Ul'dah society. I have powerful friends who would not be pleased were you to mistreat me in any fashion. And you must understand, the Silver Sorrows are a historical treasure, a gift once bestowed upon the Sultana Nanasha ul Nasha by her champion. The earrings were later stolen from the royal vault, and we'd lost hope of ever recovering them. That I might so easily purchase them thus is a miracle. The return of these trinkets will be, that is to say, the Sorrows must be returned to Ul'dah. Can you not look the other way for the sake of my nation's pride? You must think me some dull-witted thug. If this deal was being made on behalf of your country, then why are you sneaking around consorting with pirates?
An excellent point. One might doubt your quality of character were you to continue with these feeble fabrications.
Milala!
You need only entrust those earrings to me, should you truly wish to see them returned to Ul'dah, that is. After all, 'twas to fulfill that very purpose that the Thalassocracy bid on the Sorrows in the first place. Bit late there, are you, Captain? I think you'll agree this round belongs to us. On the contrary, my dear scoundrel, I made the winning move the moment I knew we were dealing with a merchant of Ul'dah. I come bearing an official order of seizure, authorized by the Admiral herself. You will not be harmed, but I must insist that you cooperate with this reclamation of unlawfully obtained goods. Though Costa del Sol is private property, it is nevertheless lies within state-governed territory. Come along quietly, and we need not inconvenience Master Geguruju any further. Oh, she won't get the reward money. These suspects will be taken into Yellow Jacket custody, and do not concern yourself with the Silver Sorrows. They'll be quite safe with me. No, now we need to find the black sarcophagus. Otherwise we'll lose. I heard the news from Jacke. I don't think it was the Admiral's choosing to side with Milala, though. Probably just eager to reclaim the Silver Sorrows. Anyway, that bit about them earrings being cloyed from the royal vault turns out to be true. Seems some famous burglar went after him once he heard about the godlike agility they said to bestow upon the wearer. Weird. That sounds like a 1.0 thing, though, because they were like, that's a story for another day. Like, there's a story behind it, but we're not going to talk about it. And then, oh, look at all the agility you get. It's probably a 1.0 thing. What is the black sarcophagus? Who even knows? Bah, hell's take that canary-colored harpy. We might as well have handed the things to her on a velvet cushion. I'll go find Underfoot and help him with his digging. There's still that last treasure out there, and you can be sure the reformists won't be giving it up without a fight. Why you do that? Benny luck to you, love. Aye, there you are. You left before events had been truly decided, and I thought you deserved to know the score. The Ul'dah merchant has acquiesced to our request and surrendered the Silver Sorrows to our keeping. We've also apprehended the reformist's accountant and will be holding him for further questioning. Oh, Bonin, an associate of the bloody executioners. You Yellow Jackets don't flinch from your duty, I'll give you that. And what's this I hear about you buying information, Captain? I thought you'd sooner die than associate with the elements of the underworld. I will do what I must to stay ahead of this challenge, and that marketeer's knowledge was vital to the case. 'Tis true I might find his practices distasteful, but he is no pirate.
'Tis the fading era of piracy, which I mean to consign to the history books, and that chapter will never be fully closed until every pirate-spawned relic, including you and your guild, becomes a thing of the past. Valiant and forthright, those are the words by which the Yellow Jackets live. It is the manner in which we protect Limsa Lominsa. I swore an oath on the graves of my sisters. No more shall the innocent suffer at the hands of these savage buccaneers, these unrepentant killers. And a grand oath it is. Me, I've got me fambles full, just keeping the code intact. But the code is kind of an oath too when you get down to it, and since I've sworn to uphold it, I've no intention of stepping aside and letting you trample over me or my coves. In fact, you'd be better off giving in now before matters get proper serious. I just say you're sorry, admit defeat, and we'll leave it at that, eh? Your audacity knows no bounds. I am done wasting words. I shall reclaim that last treasure, and when I will look on victorious as your guild is dismantled brick by brick. Ha! That's the spirit, Captain. Just don't forget to keep an eye on them earrings. City's crawling with rogues, you know. You can keep the stars at a bloody lockbox in the Coral Tower, but look away for a moment and one of me cubs will bite them beauties right back. Please don't say that just out loud. Come on, Calosa, it's back to the sisters for us. I always jump and then it's like, no, you can't do that while jumping. And it's like, come on. Should have just talked to him while staring up at his... Ooh, again! After all that hard work, the shrew made off with the spoils. And as far as our damned contest goes, I suppose that makes us even. It'll be the last treasure, this black sarcophagus, that decides the victor. Whatever the reformists are doing to keep it bob, you can bet your grandmom's teeth there'll be some blade work needed before this job is done. Get yourself ready for a proper scrap, Calosa. Time for level 30, it's almost time! Was wondering when you'd show up, Calosa, but bugger me if you don't look ready to mill an entire crew of sods by yourself. And bend it that you are, cause we've finally uncovered some odd facts about that last treasure. Won't be long now before we cloy the win in peace and put that daft challenge to bed. Alright, I've gathered the other coves for a meeting, so let's get down to it. At long bloody last, the black sarcophagus has given up its secrets. Underfoot, you've got some news for us. Hi, Jack. I think half our troubles in whittling the truth of it lay in calling this nasty thing a treasure. Black sarcophagus is no dimber bauble. It's the Mark 51 Magitech mine. A bleeded prototype explosive what was bitten from an Imperial transport vessel. And even though it ain't that big, maybe the size of a small cargo box, they say that the blast would have enough kick to incinerate a bloody behemoth. Seems the Gallians mean to start a production at their factory in Lanosha, then distribute the mines through Castrum Marinum. Lucky some plucky privateer cloyed the prototype en route then, eh? Experimental weapon? That explains why the thalassocracy was so bleeding eager to bid at that auction. It's so reluctant to share the details with us. Well, at least we know what, but there's still a question of where. The Kurds deliver their bitten goods to the reformists, that much is certain. What happened to the sarcophagus after that, though, we ain't so sure. There have been no reports on huge explosions or the like, so either the executioners still have the mine or they peddled it to some other buyer. Reformist faction came together out of their own shared hatred for the Admiral and her ways. I'm guessing they didn't cloy that bomb just to sell it. What is it, Lonnie?
Letter for you, Jack. Says it's urgent.
Letter? Who's it from?
The old man. Found it while I was sorting through the daily deliveries.
Well, what does it say? Let's see now. Come to Thalos. I have urgent news. Never know the old man to summon a customer. No one's seen him at his usual haunts for a while. Do you reckon this time some rum morsel is dug up just for us?
It could be.
Calosa, you and me are headed to Thalos. Underfoot, Vicab, you're to take another stab at pinning down the location of the sarcophagus. Alright, let's head out. I always forget Thalos. I think it's Apollonotia. Oh, okay, sure, why not? Capron's Lake. Keep trying to sneeze and then I keep having to blow my nose. Ugh. You know what? This is so long. It's already 2.5 hours. I'm probably gonna have to cut it at this point, and then I'm just gonna, I don't know. I'll probably do A Realm Reborn and then Heaven's Word Rogue on Friday or something. This is so dumb. Woof. I think it's just because there's so much running back and forth and like it's so much longer. There's like 2 stories in here. There was one about fighting all of the pirates, which is weird because we already had an Arcanist thing about stopping pirates who were involved in selling people. It's weird, I don't know. Oh jeez, bloody executioners! You're done for, rogue! Oh no, what happened? There's a bunch of dead kobolds at the Black Marketeer! No! You're wasting your time, darling. We opened that Scrag's wrinkled throat bells ago. No. You cross the bloody executioners and you get what's coming to you. Do you like our message? We wasn't sure you'd fall for it, but a little mystery goes a long way, eh? Urgh. Oh, no, don't be like that, darling. Me and me mates don't have much choice. When the boss says go play with the rogues, and we play with the rogues. After all, we never asked you to come ruin our game, now did we? And don't give me no long-winded speech about your precious code. With a reformist vision stretches far beyond what them tired old rules is good for. Once Captain Ashabir takes the control of the executioners, he'll give us back the teeth we lost once we submitted to the Admiral's leash. We'll be the terrors of the sea once more, free to rove and plunder the new age of pirate glory. And I'll bathe in blood to see that age come to pass. I'll kick down your shite stinking coat and I'll have all your sneaky heads on the choppy block. Like hell's you will. The only sentence what's being passed today is yours. Why, hello there, darling. Ain't you a fine-looking lad? I've heard all about this prattle before. Free to pillage and plunder, is it? Oh, it all sounds grand, but you don't think of the price. That shite stinking code is the only thing what keeps you bloody coves from milling one another. Without it, without Limsa Lominsa to call you home, you'd be adrift in an ocean of quarrons. But if you're so keen to keep company with the dead, you'd be sort of happy to oblige. You is prettier with your gorge shut, but I can see I'm out of my depth there. As much as I'd like to lob off your noggins, I'll have to be satisfied with dragging the two of you out into wilds. Kept you well out of the way, haven't I? Out with it then! Ain't it obvious? Ha ha! Your stubborn Scrags is looking to swipe our new toy and my job was to stall you. Captain has the mine with him right now. It's set to show the rest of the executioners that he's got the stones to sit in the Legion's chair. And what better way to do that than executing that bitch what snapped the chains on our crew? No, Merlib! He's talking to the Admiral himself. You're planning to blow up the command room, ain't you? I ain't have me permission to panic. Sure, if you'd rather steer clear of the city, I'd be glad to keep your company right here, sweet meat. Oh no! Think you can stop Captain Ashbeer? If you sprout some wings, and you might still make it.
I can teleport, lady. What?
We've got this man more at our mercy, but she seems to be enjoying herself. I'd rather drag her back to the guild and see what the other information she'll spill. I need you back in Limsa as well, but your business at the foremast first. You should find Captain Milala at her post there. Forget about the Sword and Challenge, and tell her everything we know. Unless me judgment's well off kilter, she'll do what needs to be done.
Yeah, she's crazy. I always forget the formats. Aha! There it is, Summerford Farms. There we go.
He's dead, Jim.
And also, nothing, and then teleports behind you. Nothing personnel, kid. That was exactly what Jack did. It was perfect. I tell Jetlin to go faster, but this is as fast as any mount can go. Milala!
Oh, you're one of Jack's rogues. You've come to steal the sorrows, have you? Well, you shan't have them. As you can see, they're safely clasped upon my very own... You're not here for the earrings. We're here to ask you for help. The Admiral, you say? And you're sure these fiends are in possession of the sarcophagus? I must deploy more sentries at once. Do not think this voids our challenge, rogue. And you can relay as much to your impudent guildmaster. I suppose you can thank him for the warning as well.
Let's go to the Rogues Guild and not, you know, the place where the Admiral is so we can start looking for the bomb or anything. Of course not. I'm not jumping this time. I'm not jumping. Yes.
So the jackets are on the move. Bennett. I've been listening to that addled pirate cackle since I got her back to the sisters, but she's given us not what we didn't already know. And we know more than enough. I say we rally the rogues and go after that mine, afore it blows up on our muns. You'll need all the edge you can get for what's to come, so let's introduce you to a new trick. This one's called Shadow Fang. Do it right, and you'll see your opponent start to wither afore you. Even the toughest swads will be wondering why their knees are troubling halfway through the fight. I tell you, it's best to sink the fang in early, but I'm sure a clever lass like yourself will figure that one out.
I never remember to use it. I never remember. It's sitting there like completely and 100% being ready to be used, and I'm like, all right, derp. Let me tell you a thing or two. I'm not actually all that good at ninja.
If the leader of the reformants, thus this Captain Ashbeer, is planning on milling the Admiral with a bang, then my guess is he'll be aiming to demolish the entire command room. You know the mizzenmast, the tower of what holds the Drowning Wetch and Bulwark Hall, the Admiral's Bridge, and her command room are right on top of it. Then we've got the district what surrounds the mizzenmast. That's the busy beating heart of the city. Even with the threat of an attack, you can't just seal it up in the blink of an eye and call the whole thing Bob. Try to explain the danger to the culls what live and work there, and you'll have a frightened stampeding mob on your fambles. Nay, lass, our only option is to have the eyes snilching every approach to the tower. I'll put the wind out to many coves as I can and spread them through the streets. Your job is to cover the aft castle. Just wait and see, Calosa. We'll get this Ashabir and his little bomb, too. I'll get you, my little Ashabir, and your little bomb, too. Oh, it's hard to remember. And 90% of the players absolutely need Jacke to tell them how and when to use it. Let's be honest. No one knows how to use it. No one knows how to play this game, let's be honest. Oof. Oh boy, it's time for a fight. Let's do it. Underfoot. Bekeb! We're all looking out, trying to find where that bomb could be and who has got a hold of it. Even Jacke. Bog picked up a grand night of rolling thick. This'll make things interesting. Our presence on the streets is far too thin. Where are the reinforcements I ordered?
My apologies, Captain. There just aren't any more soldiers to spare. The bulk of our forces have already been assigned to guard not only the Admiral, but a number of the high-ranking personnel as well.
Nothing personnel, kid. Unacceptable! What could Commodore Raynor be thinking? There are dangerous criminals stalking the city as we speak. Call in squads from the outposts if you must, but I want to see our security tightened and the populace properly protected.
Captain, we can't be certain the pirates' plan hasn't changed. If we consider the possibility that they could have switched to a target outside the walls, it would be folly to weaken these defenses.
You've made your point, Sergeant. Return to your post. Once all is lost, it is far too late to question what one should have done. Huh? Tiny Lalafell, man. You seem troubled, sir. Perhaps I could be of assistance. Ha! Ah! The gun! I've been dying to meet you, lass. Aye, keen to set eyes on the bold yellow belly what cost our crew a fortune in Uldan coin. You're an executioner! One of Ashabir's men! You strayed too far into a world you don't understand, lass. Your eyes is fixed on the light of justice, leaving you blind to the chasm opening up at your feet. No! Milala! At least they'll say you died with your boots on. No! The yellow belly won't be bothering us no more, Captain. As for the mine, the lads have had it primed in front of the wench by the time you got here.
Good. Not long now before we drag that bitch Admiral, her pretty tower, and all her simpering curs down to the bottom of the sea. Then I'll raise our flag on the ruins of the mizzenmast and lead our brethren in a return to the old ways of blood and plunder.
Oh, it's the drunk guy that was wandering next to, yeah.
Shouldn't have had that last bottle. Bottles? Wife is gonna kill me. Huh? What's that then?
No! Not after the command room. They mean to bring down the entire tower. If the mizzenmast falls, the bridges will follow. Half the city will... Please, you must help me. The danger far greater than we...
Bloody hells, it's alive! No, I didn't see nothing, didn't see nothing!
Please, you must send word. Someone must be told.
She's still breathing.
Jack! How did you...
You're a valiant and forthright weapon. You could hear that single pistol shot from miles away. Weren't hard to guess what happened.
I heard everything! What's going on?
Poked into the yellow jackets on my way over. Healer will be along shortly. Benny, that means we all got one last thing to do.
We have never been allies, but I beg of you. You must stop them. Save our city.
Ah, lass, you know you didn't have to ask. Taking down mad coves and biting back what was bitten is our job. You know, I could turn into a white mage and just heal. Never mind. Guess we got other things to do. We all set then? Ha! Ready, Jack?
Always. Let's do this.
Then let's go clear that sarcophagus and fit Ashlamir a new coffin.
Yeah!
Let's do it. Defeat the reformists and prevent the explosion. Make for the mizzenmast and find Ashlamir. I love that they're gunners, but they all are using the bows. Really? We
say we were supposed to make for it? Oh, we're supposed to go this way. That's why. So many of them. I think the whole bloody crew is here. Damn it. You know how I hate tracking down stragglers. Ashbeer! I love how his name is Badwind. You can't stop us now, Scrags. Only 3 minutes until the show begins. What's it? That's it then. And fight it, smash them detonators. Check the ramps going up and down. Calosa, mill all them detonators. We'll keep the coves busy. Aw, jeez. Oh, there's one. What do I do? What do I do? Oh, is that the thing? That's not the detonator. It looks like a detonator. Detonator! Here, I'm a dot. Alright, I'm out. Is there one over here? There should be one over here. Are you serious? There's not one there. What the crap? Is it inside? No. Oh, okay, we have to go around. No! Are you serious? There's one. Where's the last one? No, this is the dumbest thing. It's probably up here then. Hey, there it is. Yeah, get out, detonators. Now we gotta defeat the reformers. The light on the mine went out. Calosa's disabled the sarcophagus. That's the bomb taken care of then. Now these bastards get our full attention. Of course. Damn you rogues and your swiping code. I'll have your bloody heads for this. Oh jeez, ow! Ah! Ooh, a phlebotomize. That was an old one. Yeah, Calosa can actually get hurt. That was close. Thank goodness for Bloodbath and for them just spamming Cure on me. Although I think they've been spamming Physic on me too.
this steersman is going to die last. Rip Asavir. This wasn't part of the plan. I could have been king of the pirates. I'm gonna be king of the pirates. Got him. She got healed! Yay, Milala! Status report.
Mine has been disabled, and the engineers should soon have it safely removed. Our soldiers sustained some injuries in the battle with the reformists, but none were fatal. Also, the Admiral sends her sincerest gratitude.
Huh. Look, there she is! It's Captain Milala, the hero of Limsa Lominsa! Yay! Are you recovered from your wound, Captain? We heard how you nearly lost your life stopping that horde of pirates from blowing up the mizzenmast.
3 cheers for the Yellow Jackets! Our city'd be lost without you!
Oh, but wait, that's not how it... Sergeant, what of the rogues? Did they survive the battle?
I don't rightly know, Captain. All we found near the sarcophagus were reformists, either dead or strung up from the rafters.
Just like Batman! Alive, then. 'Twould seem we are deeply in their debt.
Captain, might I have the silver sorrows from you now? We've been ordered to hand them over to the Commodore, along with the black sarcophagus.
Why, of course. They're right here on my huh? The earrings! I could have sworn I was still... He couldn't have! He stole them from me while I lay dying! That cad! I knew he was not to be trusted! Keep an eye on them, indeed. I should have known. Ho, ho, ho. Sure about this, Jack. We should have cloyed the sarcophagus as well. I think she's earned it, don't you? If it bothers you that much, think of it as a trade. If you ask me, they look a bit daft. Well, I didn't ask it. So oh yeah, because he's wearing them. So the jackets ended up with the mine, and we got the diamond and the earrings, which means victory belongs to the Rogues Guild. Do you think Milala will leave it at that, then? I've got the feeling we ain't done with her yet. I'd say we're done with her challenge, but you never know when our paths will cross again. We'll just have to see what Limsa's underbelly spits up next. Hi, this city ain't never quiet for long. Well, it's been a pleasure working with you, Calosa. If I ever need a trusty pair of stabbers by my side, I'll know who to ask. I'm off as well. Bloody starving I am. And don't forget a yaffle or bite when you can, eh, Calosa? We'd best head back to the sisters too before the shrew decides she'd rather hear us cry cockles. Bene work, Calosa. Be seeing you soon. And then the guy walked past him, but he disappeared because he's so fast. Fast and sneaky. And with that, we have hit 700 views. Yay! That's so good. It was all a dream. Yep, he was never there in the first place. He was also dead, and I was the only one who could see him. Calosa is so hallucinating. She probably ate a toad or something. Who knows? Ho there, Calosa. Be nice to finally have a bit of rest, eh? Jobs never ends, but even a dimber-damber like myself needs to breathe every now and again. And your venturing mates must be wondering where you've got to. That was a proper long assignment, but I'm glad you decided to see it through. You've proven to be a stalwart protector of the code, even if this ain't truly your world. When you walk back into the Litmans, you'll have to find your own code to uphold. And when you do, you'll have the skills you learned in the shadows to help you defend it. Well, that's more than enough prattle out of me. Your travels might take you far and wide, Calosa, but know you're always welcome here at the Sisters. Yay! Quest complete. You've completed Rogue! Exiting New Game Plus mode. Oh my gosh, that took so long. I honestly didn't even think it was gonna be that long. What the crap? Not that it's a huge problem. And so, my dear friends, we've come to the end of our tale. One day, Calosa may go off on another adventure to learn the true skills that our good friend managed to teach us. That Yugiri managed to teach us about the ways of the ninjutsu. But that is another day. That is another story that we can listen to another day. Probably on Friday. Probably. We can start off with A Realm Reborn Ninja, and then maybe Heaven's Word Ninja. If this one takes another 3 hours, what the crap, then we'll try it out. But yeah. Impressed with your work for the Rogues Guild, Jack tasks you with looking into a group of suspicious individuals he believes are likely to stir up trouble in Wineport. What should have been a routine investigation becomes a quest to bring a Far Eastern criminal to justice. In order to do so, you must learn to walk the path of the shinobi. But that is a tale we will tell another day. Also, that's what she said. Lamau got him. Thanks for hanging, Alteron. I'll see you around another time. See you, everyone.